Hello, this is Patrick Jackson with you for another tutorial in Batch. This time we are going to be doing monster generation in Batch. This is another part in the series for the complete game generation in Batch. We've covered maze generation, collision detection, and now we are on to monster generation. Procural monster generation, should I say. This has been done before in Batch, however, most of the time I've seen people use hard-coded variables for monsters. There are no random generation for monsters. It is hard-coded in the map. So every single time you run the game, the monsters start at the same spot. This is going to be a bit different. So let's pull up our notepad here. Zoom in a bit so we can see what we're doing. Maybe a lot more because you guys may not be using a 2560 by 1080 screen. So at echo off as our default. Monster generation. Let's just check this out here. I actually have notes this time. Okay, I will start coding, and I will pause to talk about what I need to as I see fit. Okay, this right here is the 2D map. Again, 2D strings in Batch aren't really true 2D strings. It's more of an array of one-dimensional strings that you run through with a for loop. And this for loop here sets the map to a temporary map, which we draw from. If I didn't use a temporary map, the original map would be overwritten every single time we move, which is very, very undesirable for obvious reasons. Yeah, I use the goto loop with an incremental variable because for loop in Batch they don't always work this way that you expect them to. And I found that nesting for loops sometimes works and sometimes does not work in Batch. This is one of the cases where it's almost better to always use a goto loop. This code right here I just did is our collision detection. B.line now contains the character of where the monster will be next. This right here sets a variable, which is the monster's position, incremented by 1. This is used to print the monster. It might also help to, instead of periods, use underscores for variable names. For some reason with Notepad++, if you use a period in a variable name, it will not be highlighted. And I remember why I didn't actually include living or dead monsters. That was because I never actually intended this tutorial to have a player. Okay, and I think that's more or less done. Let's check it out, see if it works. Okay, let's see. Stuff. Hmm. Hang on 1 second. Okay, we're almost there. Something is definitely happening. There we go. So now all I'm doing is just hitting the enter key. This is just me, or did I see a monster generate inside of a wall? Okay, so you see how there's only 2 monsters here? Most likely that's due to there being a monster here on top of each other. There's a way to fix that. What you could do is that you could have every monster generate and then draw onto the map, and then when you generate a new monster, see if that character is already there. Or you could keep a backlog of every other monsters that's generated X and Y coordinates, and if they're on it, then move. Depends on what you want to do. But yeah, that right there is procedural monster generation. They're generating differently each time. All inside this little map we made for them. And notice how they're not generating inside of that little square. Now, what happens if we change this design up a bit? Let's change it. How about, let's try that. Oh, already, one's generated inside of it. another one, another one, or another one. Nice. Let's do one more change. Oh, you know what? Let's do like a little. 1 second. Let's try that. Ooh, look, one there, and one there. Let's try again. Yep, there you go. There is your procedural monster generation. And if you tie this with the other stuff, collision detection and whatnot, you can make yourself a nice game. So yeah, that should about wrap it up for this one. The next one should cover Monster AI, which is arguably much more advanced, sort of, depending on what you're doing. Everything depends on what you're doing, but AI is usually way more advanced. So another point with this is that if anyone knows how to make this go faster, how to generate faster, and also check against a list of a string of characters, like if I wanted to check if there was a wall, but also I don't want the monster to go in like lava, or which could be like a plus tile or something, and then I don't also want it to go on to a I don't know, whatever other tiles there could be. Is there a way in Batch to check against a list, to check a character against a list, to see if this character is inside of this list? If you have that, please post down in the comments how to do that. That'd be very, very much appreciated. Also, yeah, speed is the key here for these sort of things. Readability comes second. Also, should I open up CMD Rogue again for development, because I haven't really been developing it much, because I have a full-time job and whatnot now. However, I do think that I really want to get back into it. CMD Rogue, is my life. I've developed on it for so long, and it would be a shame to just let it die. Anyway, yeah, comment below if you want that to be available as a GitHub project. And if you want to see me do more of these videos, because I do have a lot of fun doing these things. Okay, well, that was it. Long overdue, but very much welcomed, and I'll see you next time. Again, this has been Patrick Jackson for a Bash File Tutorial.